What is going on, guys? We back again. Fury. We just had a great weekend. Too bad Seahawks didn't win, but we had a good stretch with what we were working with. I mean, hey, we beat the Patriots during the season. We made it this far with no O line, and we made it this far with a very sucking running game. Our receiving game got better. Russ got a little bit better. So you know what? I'm happy. There's room for improvements, but at least we got far as we did. We shouldn't even be here, to be honest. Let's be real. Seahawks should have never been in the divisional game. But anyways, we got Tim again. We got Josh again. And returning the Foginator. That being said, oh yeah, just another thing, guys. We figured out how people could call in. Now, the conference call is block right now. Tim has already posted on the chat, but soon later on in the show, we'll open the chat room, the phone line. You guys can call in if you have a question. That phone number is 718-313-5155. It's already posted on the wall. You got a question? Let us know. Anybody else out there in the space that's not in the 2-minute warning Facebook page, which I was calling out earlier, you can still dial right in. The number again is 718-313-5155. If you're watching this live and you have a question, drop a line. I'll let you know when the line is open and you call in. All right. That being said, Tim, you know what to do.
Hey, guys. What's up?
How you doing, Tim?
I'm all right. I'm doing okay. It's kind of cold in here, I want to give a shout out to our 2-minute warning brother Duller. God bless. You know where we at. Yeah. 35. What I said, 35-14? Oh, damn it. Whew, 35-14. Yeah. Sometimes as fans, you get a little carried away with things. But let me come from. Okay, it's gonna hurt. Yeah, Fog Max. I'm looking at you, man. I see you. We gotta start off with the Seahawks. Can you start with the Seahawks first? Start with the Seahawks. All right. The Seahawks lost to the Atlanta Falcons, man. It's 36-20. It was a slow effort, but Atlanta just took off. Now, in my opinion, what the Seahawks needed, they definitely need offensive line. I mean, Russell Wilson was running. He needs offensive line. I think you need a. I'm not no shade at Thomas Rawls, but a legitimate running back. Somebody who could take the pounders, not every time, but every 4 or 5 carries he goes down as a huddle, take him off the field, and Alex Collins comes in. They need a running back, something they almost had with Beast Mode. They need that. They need. Unfortunately, they had issue. They had an issue in the secondary towards the end because there's no Earl Thomas. So hopefully he regains good health this offseason, comes back, and everything is fine. But offensive line and a better running game is needed for Seattle. I like Paul Richardson stepped a couple of plays. Even though that catch was incomplete, I was like, wow, did he catch that? And it was, he stepped up. You got Doug Baldwin, you got Jimmy Graham. He got the little bit weapon, but you need protection.
Yeah, Timmy, I think you and I both saw this one coming last week. I think we both picked the Falcons to upset the Seahawks. So his history has a way of repeating itself just like it did last time the Falcons got their playoff win. It came against Seattle back in 2012, and that's Matt Ryan's only other postseason win. And, this past weekend he threw for 338 and 3 TDs while completing passes to 8 different wide receivers. And unfortunately, that's what he's going to have to do yet again if they want a chance to beat the Packers. So on the other side of the ball, Russell Wilson didn't have much of a field day behind his O-line, failed yet again to provide him with any sort of protection. At one point, Jermaine Ifedi, I believe it was, stepped on his foot, causing him to fall in his own end zone, resulting in a safety. So now we see Atlanta heading to their fourth championship game in its 51-year franchise. It'll be an exciting one, though, between them and the Packers. And this will probably be the last game ever in the Georgia Dome. So I'm ready. I think you're on mute, Fogs. Yeah, I don't hear anything from you.
Can Fox stay muted when we talk about the Cowboys and Packers? Can Fox stay muted when I talk about the Cowboys and Packers? I think that's fair.
Volume.
There you go. No, that was Sean. Sorry.
No. Yeah, I saw a little blip.
You could take your time, Fox, man. Don't rush.
Hey, Fox, just hit the little gear. If you put your mouse to the top of the window, you should be able to go to settings and mess with your microphone. Tim doesn't want you to rush. Don't rush through the settings. You can take your time.
Oh, take your time. Take your time. We can talk about the Cowboys now if you want. Don't worry about it. You got to say nothing.
All right. Can you guys hear me now?
Oh, Jesus
there we go.
All right. Hey, Tim, don't worry, man. I'm not here to disappoint.
I almost had it. Damn it.
Nah. That's you pulled off some blooper shit right now trying to stop my mic to work.
Bibbidi bobbidi boo.
So you guys hit the nail right on the head with Seattle. Their offensive line, they just couldn't. They couldn't block. They look inept, completely inept. But the other thing was that they didn't do things that they did against Detroit. There was completely different offensive sets. You notice that they ran a lot of I formations against Detroit. They didn't run I formations or that many I formations, putting that fullback back there to give Thomas Rawls somebody to run behind. So they didn't have that added blocker there. For what reason, I don't know. And then the speed. Jesus, Atlanta was flying all over that football field. Like Josh said, he completed passes to 8 different receivers. It just Gabriel, Freeman, and Sanu alone, between the three of them, they had 12 catches. You had Julio Jones with 6. They were all over that football field. And then that defense, listen, they've been subpar all season. That defense just looked like they came to work. Like they were flying. They just like the Atlanta offense, their defense, the speed, Vic Beasley, what's his name? Keanu Neal. These guys were flying all over the field. Seattle just could not breathe on that field at all. And Russell Wilson, it shows 2 interceptions. And that's uncanny of him.
Right. All right, well, we all pretty much on the same boat when it comes down to the Seahawks and what they needed to improve to come back into the postseason.
Yes, sir.
We're gonna go with the Texans at the Patriots now. Listen, I'll keep it real. What they need is something the Cowboys got. They need somebody who's at home for Texas, a little bit down the road, go down to Houston, who's familiar with the fans in the area. That's right. The Houston Texans need Tony Romo. That's who they need.
Because I'm on this,
you
okay?
You have the #1 defense, and you have a quarterback who played 7 games for the Broncos last year. You give him $72 million, and he's up and down in the season. He starts only because the backup had a concussion. He goes into New England, 1 touchdown and 3 interceptions. 1 touchdown and 3 interceptions. Mind you, you have a Lamar Miller, Hopkins, Fuller's decent, Fredowitz, the tight end's decent, O-line is good, defense is good. Hey, wait, no J.J. Watt. And the guy that we all call a bust, the #1 overall pick is David Clowney. Shit. Excuse me. I mean, let's keep it real. You need a quarterback. You need Tony Romo. This is a playoff team. This team right here is a playoff team with a good quarterback. Something that Brock Osweiler is not.
Yeah, Timmy, I think we're going to touch up on that more in the second down. So, I don't want to give too much opinion and insight on that topic alone. I think we can all see where the Texans' main downfall was, but the real surprise was actually how the Patriots performed because they were in pretty rare form with the ball security, and they committed as many turnovers as the Texans did. Only 2 INTs all year for Brady, and he goes out and has 2 INTs alone in that game, as well as a Dion Lewis fumble. So if it wasn't for Dion Lewis, basically making it up for his own fumble with 3 different scores in 3 different fashions, mind you, setting an NFL record, this could have been a very different outcome. So I think, the Patriots were lucky to have Dion Lewis have one of his best games ever. And, they thankfully for the Patriots, they escaped this one on top. But, we're going to touch up on it more with the Texans and especially where they need to go.
But yeah, New England really struggled in this game. And, Brady throwing the 2 picks. They did something that they haven't done all season. They weren't able to run the ball effectively. LeGarrette Blount, I think, got held to like 37 or 47 yards, something like that. That again, we're talking a guy that finished in the top 10 in rushing this season, over 1,000 yards rushing. I think trying to incorporate Dion Lewis, while it was good, I think it also hurt them at the same time because I think it took a bit of their rhythm off. But again, they put it together in the second half and they wound up running away with the game. So they'll make the necessary corrections needed going into this AFC Championship game. But Texans, we'll touch on it more about what they need. But that defense was just awesome. I can't wait to see when they get Watt back and what that's going to look like next season.
All right, just let you guys know I'm going to open the conference. Anybody got a question? Drop us a line. Let us know how you feel.
Conference unlocked. Say
it on your chest. Say it with your chest, I should say. All right, Tim, take it away.
Okay, we going with the Chiefs against the Steelers now. Listen, and I keep it real. Listen, it's not making an excuse. Well, first of all, they lost 18-16. Steelers scored was all field goals. So that's good for the Chiefs defense. They did their part. For the Chiefs offense, we know how Andy Reid is. My God, you have a talented squad and plays go down the field as much. And this game was a kind of a weather game, kind of a hard-hitting game, defensive game. I'll say this. I didn't like the fact how it ended, the 2-point conversion with Kelsey. They called holding on Fisher. That's something I was shocked. Listen, it's holding on every play. I understand that. But normally in the NFL, we like, wow, he's holding. But it's the last play, like in Dallas game, but we get to that later. It was strange. It was crazy. And I really wanted to see the Chiefs get that 80 points to see what's going to happen next between the Steelers and the Chiefs. I don't think they're having a lot to improve. Maybe the play calling. I think Andy Reid needs to throw it down the field more. Matter of fact, Jerry Maclin, he's the highest paid receiver on the team. Doesn't really do much. Maybe just improve the wide receiver core with him. You have Conley there. You have Tyreek Hill. You got Kelsey. Running back crew. So to me, the Chiefs are pretty much set for next season. I just think Andy Reid needs to tweak his play calling a little bit.
It's this game really had the feelings and the making of like a 1950 or like a 1960 football game. It was all defense. It was all smash mouth, running hard football, and basically, escaping by with any points you could possibly get. As you could tell, Chris Boswell set a record with his 6 field goals. It was basically Boswell versus Kansas City. It does help too that Le'Veon was able to rack up 170 yards too, and actually play a little role in wasting the clock as well for Pittsburgh. But this is another just it's kind of sad for Chiefs fans. I mean, this is another year where it looks so promising that they didn't really need too much on the offensive side to actually get to the bowl game, as long as their defense played well and they had a bit of a running game with Ware and West and just make your dink and dunk passes. But that's a downfall also with the Chiefs, is Alex Smith being such a one-dimensional passer. It really doesn't take much to shut down that offense. When you get Smith all rattled up, that's all it takes.
I think we got a caller.
Yeah, go for it.
Can you hear us?
Yes, sir. I can hear you. I feel like Jack Nicholson busting through the door in The Shining. Hello, Timmy.
Hey, what's up?
Who this is?
Who's this on the
What's
call?
going on, man? It's your rival, your favorite Giants fan.
Who's this?
Say your name.
Yo, it's Anthony. What's going on, man?
Oh, what's good?
Sorry, what's that?
It's Anthony.
Anthony, what's going on?
What's up? Good, Anthony.
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. I decided to call in, and I was checking you guys out. Hear you guys talking about some of these divisional games that went on this past weekend. What's going on, fellas?
What's up?
Not too much.
I'm happy to get some.
I think he was saying something. I don't know. I can't
sorry.
hear him now.
Yeah, sorry. That was me. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah,
Go ahead.
yeah. Okay. Yeah, so no, I was calling in to discuss this Pittsburgh and New England game. And, you know, when teams go up to Foxborough, I almost think it's an L, especially in the playoffs. I mean, that team is pretty much unbeatable up there. I mean, their record is really, really ridiculous. It's like they've only lost like one game or something like that, leading after the fourth or something. Like their regular season record and playoff record in Foxborough is just, I don't know what it is about Foxborough, what goes on, what kind of magic or voodoo they have going on up there. But teams do not win with Brady and Belichick in the AFC Championship game or playoff game, period, in Foxborough. So I know Pittsburgh is talented. They've been average on defense, but you can't be average on defense with Brady and Belichick. Like, you're going to have to step it up. So I just want to get you guys' thoughts on that whole process. Is anybody picking Pittsburgh to win this game?
Well, we normally pick later on today, but I will say this: it's in my opinion, it's not going to be an easy game for the Patriots. I'll just put it like that. Later on, we're going to pick the matchups.
Yeah, I think we'll touch more on that in the third down because that's usually when we do our picks. And since, you know, it's the end of the season, it's only going to be 2 games now that we're going to be picking on. So I'm sure we'll give some more in-depth detail on that. But you're right. It's a ridiculous record. And I'm sure we've all seen the graphic at one time or another, whether it be on Fox or CBS. But their record is just insane. Like you said, it's like 46, 50-something wins and one, you know, after the fourth quarter, you know, being under Belichick and Brady, et cetera. So with the way they're playing, I think anything could happen this year, especially when you got the big 3 in Pittsburgh. And the momentum right now, and especially in Pittsburgh, is going to be the scary factor that leads up to how they play, especially going into Foxborough. But like I said, you know, we're going to touch on that in the third. So,
but you know what, Anthony? Touch on what you were saying, though. You're absolutely right, man. The Patriots is always a hard team to beat at home. I had the feeling the Texans had it. I mean, I just thought that a couple of more plays towards the third and fourth quarter, they could have probably pulled it away. But you know, guys like Logan Ryan, he surprised. Last year was Butler. This year was Logan Ryan. And it's like, you know, Bill Belichick, like, wow, like what kind of magic do you have that you sprinkle on these no-name players and make the good plays to help your team? I mean, I want some of that magic for my team. You understand? We all want that magic for our team. So, you know, I give credit to Bill Belichick because he prepares his team like no other. He's the best coach in the business today, in my opinion.
It's a couple of things, and I'll let you guys get back to it. Yeah, with the Patriots, it's one of those systems like with the Spurs. You can plug anybody in, and they're going to perform at above their level of what they would normally perform probably in somebody else's system. I don't know what it is about that system, whether it's the quarterback position, whether it's wide receiver, running back, doesn't matter. These guys that get somebody off the street, and they'll be amazing for that team. It's you know, the Patriots to me, they're like one of the best dynasties I've seen, you know, outside of maybe, you know, the 49ers growing up, you know, '80s and stuff like that. Watching in NBA, with the Lakers and the Celtics, and then you had the Bulls. That's one of the best dynasties. Dallas had the time they won. They won 3 championships in 4 years. But I mean, to keep going back to the Super Bowl and to keep winning, of course, being in a division that isn't great helps you because you're just so dominant. But to keep being able to go back and always be contending, it's like every year, who's coming out the AFC? Oh, Patriots. You're almost surprised when they don't come out. Like, what happened?
Yeah.
They even the year they lost Grady for the year, they plug in Castle and they go what was their record? 11-5.
11-5.
Right.
Like, come on, and you never have Castle again. Like, that's it. Like, that was it for him. That was his 1 year to shine, and he was with a Patriot. So yeah, it's my pick again. I know you guys pick later, but for me, I got to go with the Patriots. I just don't see them losing. They just don't lose in Foxborough. So that's going to be my pick for that game.
Yeah, and you know what? A lot of people will give credit to Bill Belichick mostly for his offensive schemes and him being a mastermind on the offensive side of the ball, but a lot of the people don't really recollect or remember back to like the mid-'80s up to the early '90s that Bill Belichick was a defensive coordinator and he was a DC for the Giants. And if you all remember that '86 Giants team, Belichick had quite a beautiful corpse to work with, and I think that was a very, very, very big advantage point to Bill Belichick and being the coach that he is today. Because not only did he work with one of the best defenses in the postseason and one of the best defenses of all time, probably top 5 arguably, that allowed him to see how he can work with defensive personnel based on their abilities and their individual talent. So he had to work with people like LT Carl Banks. You could argue, all those players are much better than what the Patriots have. But Bill Belichick being able to use and be around those type of players, he was able to see what Harry Carson could do best, what could Carl Banks do best, what did LT do best, and he positioned and he matched up his defensive schemes based on what those players did well and his line did well and how they complemented each other. And that's exactly what he does in New England. It doesn't matter what the name is, what their star recruit was coming out of high school. He's going to find what you do best, and he's going to plug you in that part of the field to where you're going to contribute and to where you're going to accomplish the things he wants you to do and to do your job. That's what makes him great.
Five, you got to say 5?
No, we're going to make the picks at the end of at the end. So I'm fine. Like I said, he's spot on with what New England does at home and with the way New England plays. Like Josh said, the way they set everything up over there for their team to be a success, not just an individual player, but the team to be a success. So they're definitely tough to beat.
With the kid, what's that kid's name? Dion Lewis, is that his name?
Yes.
Oh man.
Aren't they like 13-0? Something like they were like 13-0 with him playing. Something like, I don't know, some record, something that they said they're unbeaten with him playing or. Some crazy. I'm like, who is this kid? And it's like, come on, man. Like, you guys just aren't fair. Like, this doesn't make any sense.
Dion Lewis is actually from my area too. I live in Schenectady, New York, and he actually went to Albany Academy. So he's actually getting a lot of local buzz around here, and we're all rooting for him to excel in the Patriots. So I'm happy as hell for the kid. A small town kid making it big right now.
Hey, listen, just add on one quick thing, too, on top of that. Going back to Bill Belichick, now he has 4. He already traded Jamie Collins to the Browns. That was big. He traded Jamie Collins to the Browns. We didn't think they would survive that. Dante Hightower's a free agent. Butler's a free agent. Logan Ryan's a free agent. It's going to be interesting to see does at least Bill Belichick retaining one of them or all of them. If he does it, who's going to replace him? And I guarantee you, whoever he puts on that defense, they will do just as good. He has it. He has it.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate the time, fellas. Let you guys get back to it.
Good luck, Ed. Good luck, Ed. It's gonna be a good off season, bro.
Well,
it's gonna be a good off season.
We're all buddies now.
We all on the couch together.
It's like one big happy disgruntled family. That's all. So,
there you go.
Amen.
It is what it is. You know. Unfortunately for me, I'm a New Yorker, and then I'm probably got to suffer through another Patriots Super Bowl, which is going to kill me. I'm going to have to slit my wrist and drink bleach or something like that. Hopefully that doesn't happen. But I don't know, man. I just don't see them losing, man. It is what it is. But thanks for the time, fellas. I'll catch you guys back in the chat.
All right, easy.
No doubt, bro.
Take it easy. Hey, it's funny.
All the teams. Is any other teams left to talk about?
Yes.
That?
Chiefs, Steelers, and we still got those Packers and those Cowboys to talk about.
Oh, see, Falcons is hugging it. You know what?
Listen, I'm hugging this Chiefs Steelers one because I remember a couple of weeks back we talked about wild card teams.
Yes, you did.
Good point. But the Steelers, look what they did, and Tim, you know what MVPs do, right?
Yes, sir.
They show up in big spots. They have 18 rushes for 144 yards, and they tear up a top 5 defense in the NFL, and they win and go to an NFC Championship game. That's what MVP running backs do. You did watch that game,
I will get to that. I will get to that in the next one. I will get to that.
But that was an ugly game. That was a sloppy game. It was a typical Kansas City game. They bend but don't break defense. They gave up a ton of yards. Didn't give up a lot of points. They held true when they needed to in the red zone. But at the end of the day, the Steelers, the big three, those guys dominated the ball. They dominated the yards. And the one thing that Pittsburgh did defensively that I found outstanding is they got pressure on Alex Smith, and they hounded him the entire evening. You had Vince Williams and Cameron Hayward. Those guys combined for 22 tackles and 4 sacks. Like just them two alone dominated the front line. And they're going to need to do that again this week coming against New England, because you can bet your ass New England's not going to slack the way they did against Houston and Pittsburgh's defense. Well, that's not the Texans' defense.
Well, I think we got another caller. I muted him in, but let me see who's on the phone and state your name. Someone calling in from Kansas City. Is that a Chiefs fan by any chance? Hello.
Another caller. I muted him in, but let me see who's on the phone and state your name.
Hey, what's up, Sean? How you doing?
Oh, what's going on? Oh, if you don't mind, could you mute your YouTube channel because we're getting the feedback. Vic, what's going on, brother?
Oh, I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it.
Yeah, if you can't, just mute your YouTube because we're getting the feedback.
Okay.
Turn your car radio down, please, sir.
Oh man.
I mean, Stephen Fogman.
Steven.
Is this Vic G?
And you know my boy is over there. New York Life.
Yeah.
Why don't we talk about the Green Bay game?
Oh, it's coming, Vic. It's coming. That's coming. It's on the list.
It's coming.
It is. Well, since Victor, since you had the pleasure of joining your brothers in here to get on me, we can start that talk right now. Just for you, we're gonna start it right now. Let's just jump to the Packers and the Cowboys. What happened? All right, Victor, you got any questions about the Packers and Packers and Green Bay Packers? The Cowboys and Packers. Excuse me, I'm nervous.
So even though you were down by 14, why did you abandon the run?
Ooh.
Listen.
Hey, Tim, could you clarify for us? Could you clarify for us non-fans?
Why are you blaming?
Hold on. How did they abandon the run? They were down 17.
No. Let Vic finish words. Go ahead, Vic.
Why you couldn't blame the coaching staff is what blew that game for y'all. What the call the whole game and your mediocre defense. It was you went away from the Why?
Well, here's my answer, and I'll tell you this. You're absolutely right. Scott Linehan, if I can say, because here's the thing. First of all, we're down by 8. First of all, in the beginning of the game, you turn into a passing team. Certainly we're not. There was questionable calls, but hey, it is what it is. We got 3. Going down by 18. By 18 now. Now, you come back. We tie it up. Running the ball. I blame the coaching staff. I blame the coaching staff also on the call that the penalty, which was brilliant by Aaron Rodgers, where we would substitute him and he got us twice. They gave us our last one of a timeout, but he got us twice. That's good observation from a quarterback. That's something you don't teach a quarterback. Listen, and I keep it real. I'm apologize to 5 men because listen. I'm a believer. Aaron Rodgers is skillfully the best quarterback in the NFL. I mean, my God, those sideline passes, he did it twice. Okay, I didn't see this coming. I really thought that the Cowboys defense had a shot. Nobody could went after Aaron Rodgers. Okay, the secondary, the corners, they were holding. And these guys were still catching passes. But that's the defense. I didn't understand why Maurice Claiborne was starting after missing 7 weeks of football when the rookie Brown has been doing work. Even though Claiborne didn't give up a lot of plays, but and Scandrick also, he's been in and out. And he got more burn than the rookie, and the rookie was really playing better than both of them the last couple of weeks. So that was a problem. Why is Sean Lee going out covering? Why do you see the tight end? Was some type of dime package, as sometimes they were saying. Have all these corners out there and cover. That didn't go in. So it was Marinelli. Why are you blitzing 2 times? I mean, why you stop blitzing? You blitz 2 times. What it happened? 2 sacks and pressure. You can't let Rodgers stay in the pocket. That was the thing we did. But on the flip side, I was very excited going to the off season. I'm mad because Dak Prescott stood toe-to-toe with the best quarterback in the NFL. And 3 touchdowns. He brought us back with his arm. Zeke Elliott running. Des Bryant had a great game. There should be not one meme of Des Bryant dropping a pass or whatever. He had a great game. So, the coaches there, the young pieces stood up, and it should make every Cowboy fan feel good going towards the offseason. And that's what I can really say. They had the ball last. You know what? 30s, I never knew to say this. I would never, ever look at a football game and say 30 seconds left on the clock, game is over. I would never, ever say that because of what Aaron Rodgers did. 37 seconds. I'm wishing now we took up at least 10 more seconds off the clock. It was unbelievable.
Well, again, yes. I didn't understand why he spiked the ball and took it down away from me.
You know what? It's funny. My wife said the same thing. Me and my wife going back and forth. I'm like, baby, I know what I'm talking about. But deep down, I'm like, she's right. I mean, she's right. Hey, hold on.
Can't let her know.
Hey, babe, I'm sorry.
Hey, John.
Hey, I'm sorry, D.
Yo, B.
I'm sorry.
He spiked the ball.
I'm sorry. Literally, my wife told me.
Some of the Cowboys fans are saying this is Garrett's fault because he could override Linehan, but the others are saying it's Linehan's fault because he wants to pass on 2nd and 1. I don't know where to put the blame, Vic. I really don't. All I know is I'm going to try to be positive for Cowboys fans. I know Tim's feeling down. I know he's being a little on the pessimistic side right now. But let's look at it this way. Aaron Rodgers is arguably the best quarterback. I know we're going to, get Trisha riled up with this all-time crap because, she goes by rings and what they actually have in their career. But this guy is arguably playing the best of his career, and he's the hottest QB of this era, arguably. And Dallas – they tied it up, when they were down 28-13, they actually tied it up twice late in the game. And then you have to consider, both the quarterback and the running back position are both helmed by rookies right now. They both made their postseason debut in their first 17 games as a professional player. I mean, how much more can you really ask for being in their position? So, I mean, the future is bright for Dallas right now. It was just unfortunate that they faced a guy named Aaron Rodgers who's arguably playing the best ball of his career right now, especially in the postseason. He's a maniac.
Hey, guys, thanks, Vic. I think we ran a little. Yes. You got any quick things to say? Because we ran a lot of time on the first down. But any last words?
I wanted to hear Steve talk, but go ahead. I mean, I just wanted to make sure that I put my point across that, him blaming the refs and all that stuff.
No, listen. No, Vic, I get mad sometimes. No, hold on, Vic. Bro, hold on. Vic, I got to ask you one question, bro. No, seriously. No, Vic, I got to ask you one question, Vic. One question. Now, again, see, here's the thing. I'll be
okay.
I'm gonna let Steven talk.
All right, Vic. You know what? Yes, Fog may say something. Say
Fog. Say something. Give it to me, Fog, man.
Honestly, I didn't think that Dallas abandoned the running game. I think they did a great job keeping the running game incorporated and trying to mix it up to keep Green Bay off balance. They were down 17-3. Once you get down, listen, did they panic a little bit and get away from the running game in the first half? Yes, but if you look at what Zeke did, 22 carries, 125 yards, the 22 carries, that's what he's been doing on average. He only went over 22 carries during the season 6 times. So it's not like he did anything out of the ordinary. They just were forced to pass more because they were playing catch-up. And if you look at what Dak did after he threw that interception, the kid was phenomenal. He was lights out after he threw that interception. He played a great game, and Dallas was in that game to the end. It took a last-second drive, last 30 seconds of the game for Green Bay to actually pull that game out. So I don't think Dallas did anything wrong. They executed. They executed, and they just got beat by the better team.
Yep, agreed.
Well, just to add on real quick.
Yeah, go ahead, Tim.
No, just to add on with the ref call, I only had an issue with 2 calls. One was never ever caught the day since I ever watched football, and that slowed down the momentum of the first quarter when we was driving for a touchdown. And we're talking about my conduct with Butler in the huddle, and there was no huddle. We lost a total of 37 yards off of that one play. And the next one I'm mad about was when we had the Green Bay Packers on 3rd down trying to go to 4th down. They called it was supposed to be holding. They made it a pass interference. The ball was like a Hail Mary throw. And that pushed the Packers over to the 35-yard line, which made them score. Those are the only 2 plays that I question that even today they're still talking about it. One has never been called ever, and there was no huddle there. Where basically if the play's in a huddle, he cannot go back to the sideline. He has to participate for one play. There was no huddle. How do you understand that one? And then the next one, it was a 5-yard holding penalty, which turned into a pass interference. It led a big stop for us, and it helped Green Bay score when we could have got the ball for punting services. But it's all good. We lost.
All right. Well,
we lost.
I know we have more teams to talk. I guess we can talk a little bit more about them on the next down. We'll be right back, guys. Pew, 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 pew.
No doubt, Vic. We see you soon.